Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. This video I wanted to do a little postpartum update. I am 3.5 weeks postpartum at this point, and sometimes a lot of people don't talk about how mom's doing after the birth. They're always very focused on the baby, but I just wanted to do a little video on how I've been feeling since having Rosie 3.5 weeks ago. So first off, I just wanted to talk a little bit the different symptoms and everything that I've been feeling since giving birth. Obviously after you give birth there is a lot of bleeding that happens. Thankfully when I had Rosie, my midwife actually said my bleeding wasn't too bad, and even after I gave birth to her and for the last 3 weeks it really hasn't been terrible. It really slowed down after about 1 week, and now at 3.5 weeks I just have a little bit of spotting left where I just need to wear like a panty liner. So that's kind of nice, feeling a little bit more normal down there. When I gave birth, I had 2 small tears down there that I didn't require any stitches for. So that was a lot different compared to Clara's, where I had an episiotomy and needed stitches for that, obviously. I feel like that took way longer to heal than these did. It felt better after about a week or so. Some other symptoms I have been having has been night sweats. Sometimes I wake up and my hair is like drenched, which is really lovely. I have to wake up and kind of take a shower first thing in the morning in order to feel kind of back to normal. I find that I'm usually covered with a lot of sweat or milk or something. It's just like a period where you just have to shower more often and kind of make sure to take care of yourself. So if you feel gross, just make sure you find time to shower. When I was pregnant, I started to get really bad carpal tunnel towards the end of the pregnancy. Getting a lot of numbness, especially in my right hand. It was difficult to write or like use my mouse on my computer. That is like, I still have some feeling of that in my right hand, and my left hand is really swollen. Still, it took me a very long time to get my rings back on. But yeah, that's still a symptom I'm struggling with. I'm actually going to the chiropractor tomorrow. Hopefully that will be able to help a little bit. She does usually do a little adjustment for carpal tunnel in my hands. The swelling in my hands though did go down after about a week. Typically you do get some swelling from being in the hospital, having the IV. They just pump you full of extra fluids, so that usually causes some swelling anyways. So I feel like the majority of my swelling went down after about a week, but I still have some lingering swelling in my joints and everything like that, just from the carpal tunnel. I have also been feeling extremely hungry from breastfeeding. I think that they say that breastfeeding tends to burn an extra like 300 to 500 calories a day. So that is why I have been so hungry, and I just feel like it helps to have some extra snacks around the house. Make sure you eat a little bit more frequently and make sure you have some healthy choices. It's always what I struggle with the healthy choices. But yeah, after about 1 week I was actually down 20 pounds from the weight that I gave birth at. A lot of that happens like when you give birth, because you're birthing a 7-pound baby out, so that's automatically 7 pounds there. But it does feel good to have some of that extra weight off, breathing a lot easier and that sort of stuff. Immediately, like, my pulse came down really quickly and was at a better level. Like, if I'm looking at my Fitbit stats, you can definitely tell, like, when I was 9 months pregnant to when I gave birth, everything just kind of improved in terms of like your cardiovascular health and everything like that. The next thing I wanted to talk about was breastfeeding. I am breastfeeding Rosie, but we are using bottles as well, just to kind of introduce her to that, because with Clara and probably with Rosie, we did have other people look after them, whether it was for a few hours or I don't think we'll do any overnights anytime soon, but maybe when she gets a little bit older. She has actually taken the bottle really well, better than Clara did, but it's just been breast milk that I've managed to pump or save from my Haka that we've been feeding her in the bottle. We haven't introduced any formula at this time. My milk came in about 4 days postpartum. It was really uncomfortable. And Rosie had a really hard time latching when it came on. So when we were having that issue, it was definitely helpful to pump and get some milk off initially, so it was easier for her to latch. We did struggle for a little bit with latch and breastfeeding when my milk came in, which didn't feel good. Like, it's always hard when you feel like you can't feed your baby and they're hungry and they're screaming at you, and it's only been 4 days since you've had the baby. So like, it can be frustrating to deal with, but you just have to keep in mind that it's only a phase and it will eventually get better. After about a week, the engorgement went down and things got easier. She was latching better, and there was less tears on my part. The final thing I kind of wanted to talk about was emotional health. After having a baby, it is a very emotional time. You have your highs and your lows. So one day I would be feeling really good, and the next day I would be crying, because it's just, there's so many changes that happen for you when you are postpartum. You have all these different hormones going through, you have a whole new life to take care of. You're not getting as much sleep as you were before. So there's a lot to deal with. The other big thing is, it is kind of lonely and isolating being postpartum. One thing I really took for granted when I was postpartum with Clara was that Jamie was working from home. So I did have someone at home with me most days, which helped to have someone to talk to and just be around to help me. So I could take a shower and not have to think about if the baby's gonna cry while I'm in the shower. What do I do? I'm just ending my shower early or whatnot. So it has been harder in that sense that I'm the only one home right now with her. Claire's at daycare, Jamie works in the office again full time, so it's been harder emotionally. And also I lost all my, well, I didn't lose my connections with people at work, but you're not having the daily connection that you did before with your coworkers or anything like that. But I have been, I would say, pretty emotionally stable. I have had a few days there where it just did nothing but cry, but it was mostly centered around like when we didn't get much sleep with the baby. So very important to get sleep when you can. It will help with your emotions and keep you feeling a little bit better in terms of that. So that's all I really have for this postpartum update. Hopefully you found it interesting. If you did, please give it a great big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.